Guys, as artists, none you are enemies of yourselves. When you are on top, when you are big, you think ngeke ukwazi ukuretire. Okwamanje unehit uyaqashwa ngapha nangapha. Some of abantu ababig maybe they're not here. Because you are very busy, you are very busy, you are very busy, you are very busy. Guys, why can't you, when you have a big artist and then a big show, and then you take along this boy and say, before I perform, just do one song, boy. What you are doing, you are pushing the art, you are pushing the industry because you are not selfish. Push one another as artists. Let me go to government, straight to government. No, I'm going to government now, straight. You know, you must tell all these MECs, DP, put in your notes there. These MECs, because of the blue light, they think they are gods. Where's Mawukuza, we art, sports, and culture. Advocate, they think they're big, they don't have time. They don't have time for artists. They don't have time. And then what they want to tell you, they will blacklist you. So if you guys, you can go straight and say, what are the policies in Gavnisha we arts and culture? Ni pete like arts and culture. So that we understand as young people, artists, there will be a future artist. Lama ministers sometimes, they don't wanna listen. Lastly, Eugene Manch. Advocate, in terms of the policies, because you were the SABC, the policy on soapies, they repeat. I have a TV show, I'm done with my dating episodes, I'm gone. Hey, but after 6 months, there's a repeat. And I'm going back there and say, imagine, hey, no, you're done, we paid you. And I'm watching myself how Sunu was playing, and it's playing nicely, and at night, but I can see ads playing within my slot. Even voice over, yes, I can help. But what is happening? If you can go there, soapies, radio as well, and music, and the departments. Go straight and be hard. The youth of South Africa trust EFF. That is why my universities, EFF SC, I'm a student command, a Tata zone. Eugene, you are a legend. Trombis, I've told you to be so we industry walking but Eugene, man, please, you're a legend in the industry. Your input, a minute. Thank you.
Greetings to Deputy President of the EFF, SG, the leadership of EFF, the former national chair of EFF. You talk about SABC strategy. He is the man who facilitated the strategy that is gathering dust for over 10 years, 15 years.
You know.
No one is doing anything with this. It was Dr. Sipho that you had assigned. I sat in that committee that drafted this. I know the strategy.
Sure.
But let me greet the creatives. Niaz vele ukuthi kudala ngizabalazela lo mhlaba wethu. I crossed the floor because EFF speaks the language lebesifuna besingayitholi ngale. EFF is expropriation of land without compensation. Our land is intellectual property expropriation without compensation. You can't better the environment to earn royalties from something that you don't own, because they took ownership of our works like they took ownership of the land. So before silungisa le copyright and performance, azibuye qale ize right zethu basho njalo eGoli, but ize right zethu azibuye, so that when you then say post 1994 We're supposed to have nullified the contracts that were there before 1994 because there's the influence of apartheid. When you look across this room, you see only black people. Ba apha belungu, apha ama artists abelungu, ama actors abelungu. Thank you that you are one, so you must join EFF now, Egela. Right, but what I want to say, Uguchi, somebody's taking care of them. Somewhere. We are not taking care of ourselves, of each other. Instead, sikhuluma kabi, sidonselana phansi, siyalwa silweli imvuthu that are falling from the master's table. Now, intellectual property rights is our land, which is number one pillar number one of non-negotiable cardinals, the EFF angit. So nathi angena lapho mabete expropriation of land, nathi expropriation of rights back to the owners, so that those that had rights given away, taken away from them, they can be able to benefit besaphila. I lenayazi nsambatheka elagula rights angit, but you can only claim your rights if you're talking about deeds of assignment 50 years after you're dead. That's an insult. How do you? The contracts that you signed, the common practice is that you will only get those rights 50 years after you're dead. So, but what will you do with that after 50 years? Not even your child or your grandchild will benefit from it, because nobody will be playing that song after 50 years. And that is the subject. So I said there is a political dialogue that is always missing. Our issues, as artists, we must not participate in politics. That's a myth. That's the wrong understanding. There's nothing that doesn't have politics in it. When they make policies and laws, who influences those laws? Uma ngabe thina participate. It is for that reason that EFF saw the skill, the understanding, the knowledge, but was sifuna ukuthi usebenze lapho o understand khona. Hayi lento enziwa ukukhuluma ngayo kuthathwa abantu bafakwe ngoba bane degree ye admin or bane degree ye science. You know, there are many great talents that are educated, but basebenzela thina singekho educated. Don Laka has got a degree, but he has to work for Oskidong and that degree. That's an insult. How do we encourage young people to go to school when we, on our own, we didn't? And how do we intervene in our sector when you have somebody in the archaeology? Azoti, we HOD department, and he must give us ideas. We have practical, apparent experience. Expropriation of rights without compensation. Secondly, radio stations, DP. The radio stations demographically, you have radio ukos, you know the dominance in that station is Zulu speaking people. Mpakanga, Skatameya, Zipi, where are they? We have a department that can fund 54 million to do an orchestra, a Western-based, influenced music. But we have Mpakanga, who's no longer heard on any radio station when SABC is subsidized, it's supposed to be subsidized. So I am saying, different radio stations, as EFF, this is what we must do. There must be a quota of a percentage where we say up-and-coming music should be played and involve the public to vote for their top 10. And then you take the top 10, elevate it to the provincial where they compete Okay, and then until national, where there's a competition with all these songs, but you're constantly building up the listenership, the viewer, because they're participating in the bringing up of these 10 or top 20 songs, which we'll release as EFF as a national album of the top 10s or top 20 or top 100 from different provinces, so that we teach our young people to be accommodative of other people's cultures. We have a dominance of Zulu, Xhosa, and few languages, even on TV, where we talk about equality of languages, but we see a very skewed representation of languages. So from that album, it will be able to cater for different languages, and these radio stations across the board, they must adhere to that 30% of up and coming, and then 95% of local versus foreign content.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sabonga Nyambos. Our legend, Ringo Madlingos. Just a minute. Thank you, sir.
Mandibulele, ndibulise ku Deputy President ye Economic Freedom Fighters, Utata Floyd Shivambu. Ndibulele ku Sihlalo Jikelele, Utata Dlamini. Ndibulise kuwe ukomisa Ntokozo Jabulele nakuwe bhuti. Mandibulise futhi kuwo wonke umuntu okhoyo apha ekhaya, ndithi ndiyavuya ukuba ndinikwe elithuba ukuba ndibe lapha ndikwazi ukuthetha nani, ndiveze izimvo zam malunga nalo msebenzi ndibekweyo. Nibahle nonke, ndinithanda nonke ngokulinganayo. People have spoken, and when my Deputy President said it is that time that we have to come and talk to the people and actually listen to what they have to say about Lendo Ukuyo, I wrote a lot of things and everything else, but then when I got here, I realized we are all one, and we are all facing the same stuff. And the stuff that we fight about in that parliament day in and day out, Nimvile Unyambos, Isitshwe City, kuyaliwa in that parliament, but because of numbers, yonke into esithethayo iwela njengasemva. Mandithi, we need to be united. We need to be united ngandlela zonke. We need to be united against the exploitation and the manipulation that is being done to us by, okay, I want to put up by the gatekeepers. Because ngabo abantu abavalayo bavule. Now we cannot accept the fact that our music, our dance, our acting being controlled by abantu abangakwazi ukucula, abangakwazi ukudansa, abangazi kwanto njengalento siyenzayo, but ibe ngabo abantu abasicontrolayo. We can never allow that. And actually, we need, uke wacho nayo Putlinda wathi, we need to get abantu that are within the sectors that we are doing. Ibe ngabo that are phambili. Ungazothi ngoku mna ndingazange ndiba ngudoctor ndixebe ndithi i-stethoscope usifaka kanje zabe ndiyaxoka. Now ile nto yenziwayo, because this industry is being actually it is the most disrespected even napha eParliament. Abantu abangasebenziyo kweza ministers pha bagityiselwa pha kwi-sport, arts and culture. Go and lead the lowest department isniper. Kanti sinazo ingqondo ezifana no Eugene, sinazo ingqondo kuba siphethwe zingqondi ezifana no deputy president wethu, our president, CIC. Nanku naye futhi our former SG naye lapha naye ingqondi. So asikwazi ukuthi ngoku siphethwe izingqondi sibe nathi sibe sityhafile. Ukhe watsho wathi uSG wathi ukuba you are weak, you don't belong here. And I think most of the people that are here, they are the bravest of them all. And in the Vuyoba Putilum that you are representing a lot of people. Please, Mr. Sekaya, tell them, Apa Ekaya, we are full of love and we speak truth. And if people are very much afraid of truth, they don't belong to be around. That's all. And again, we need to be in control of our music. And DP, I think we need to enact live performance laws to protect our people, our local artists. Just the other day, we had to be embarrassed by foreign producers, managers who don't know who we are, but they push us around. But then we, because we don't love each other that much, that we applaud drunk artists to get on stage and perform. And it was all over the social media because they are known as international artists. But we go out and celebrate that. I think we need to love ourselves more.
Sabulela Kul. Ladies and gentlemen, so Nigezo advocating, and after advocating Nigezo ukomisa undawoza sithulele uDP wethu. Asenze ihlombe elikhulu advocate part wethu.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu Linda. Amandla. Bengathi silele. All right. No, yeah. No, I just wanted to make a few points. As the MC has said, we are really here more to listen than to give ideas. Those of us who are in the EFF who have many opportunities and platforms to influence the writing of the manifesto and to put our suggestions through our branches and all that. So our job here is to listen. But I just wanted to say one or two things. You know, this sector, one of the reasons I'm here is because I feel so passionate about this sector. And I think that South Africans don't understand the economic importance of this sector. You know, even my children know, they always say, when I meet people in the street, they say, oh, when the EFF comes to power, you'll be the Minister of Justice. I said, no. I'll be the Minister of Arts and Culture, not Justice. Because I think that there is no freedom, there's no country, there's no nation, there's nothing. If you don't understand the arts and culture and the importance of language and those kinds of issues. And one of the biggest problems with the current government is what was mentioned by Uringo, of actually, uyabona mindset yakhona ukuthi when you are regarded as useless and bangazi ukuthi what they're going to do with you, hey, so mthini lo comrade, the arts and culture, umamfaka lapha indawo yokulahlela abantu arts and culture. Now, in the EFF, you have an organization that does not have that mindset. I just want to assure you, this is an organization that understands that our blackness starts, we call ourselves African exactly because we are who we are, and we are nothing without you as a sector. And that's why I traveled here to listen to you. I just want to say one of the issues that was raised here was about political power. Somebody mentioned that Now, we need to have political power means exactly that, amandla of changing things. And for us to change those things, we need the support of yourselves. And we need to make sure that izinto esizifaka ku-manifesto yethu are not izinto that we want you to hear just so that you can vote for us. But it's the things that you must tell us to hear so that we can put them in practice when we get into power. The last point I want to make, TP, is I like it, the fact that many people here have said, you don't have to be in power to do this. And you are quite right. I'm sure you have seen how the EFF has managed to make changes, even where we have one member of parliament. So that is correct, that even if we get into government, of course, these are things we will do. But whether we get into government or not, we are going to make sure that the issues that you have raised here find resonance and they are multiplied, and that we repeat them in Cape Town, in eThekwini, everywhere else. So it's not just a question of us looking around for our vote. We really want to know what it is that our people want changed in this country, because fundamental change, the reason why we are a radical organization is not because we are just mad people who want to be radical. It is because there is no other way to change this country if we are just going to be tidying up apartheid and leaving it intact. We need to undo everything that has been done by these people. And that is the problem of the African National Congress, that in the last 30 years, they've failed to do that. And I want to assure you, if we get into power, in the 5 years that we'll be in power, you'll see more change than you've seen in the past 30 years. Thank you.